Good to see you. Welcome, everybody. We're so glad you're here. Thank you so much for being here. I am here with Linda B., one of our amazing decluttering coaches, and we're excited because today Linda's going to share with us how you can crack the time management code. So I want to know all about this because I am always looking for ways for us to do more with the time that we have. And so welcome, Linda. Thank you for being here. So good to have you.
Thanks. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, and you all can see we did not coordinate the outfits. This was pure like meeting of the minds, I think.
That's it.
So, that was it. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, I just want to make sure I can see. Why is this weird thing going on? I just want to bring up your comments because we would love to hear from you. Okay, we have a bunch of you on. Fantastic. We've got Suzanne, Mary Lou is here, Julie, Dawn. Okay, thank you so much for letting us know you can hear us and see us. Fantastic. Okay, all right, so Linda, before we get into the time management code, give us a little background, introduce yourself, tell us why you're a coach, all the good things.
Okay. Well, I think it was a little over 2 years ago that I started following you on Facebook. And I think, it was just one of those things that was meant to be. It was kind of kismet. My whole life, I have been interested in the subject. I grew up in a very clean but not orderly home, and I always wanted something different. And I was one of those fake people, people come to my house and think everything was so orderly and lovely, and don't open up a cabinet, a drawer, or forbid that door back there because it was all facade. It was all just for show when people would come over, but I wasn't comfortable with my home when no one was around. And going through your methodology and your principles, it all just clicked. So eventually, I was lucky enough to come on as one of your team and really enjoyed it. And it's just become a passion with me so much that I wanted to be able to help other people. So I did go ahead and take your training on becoming a coach, and I absolutely love it. I do one-on-ones in my business with people and help them out. And it's just, I'm just to the point in my life where I have had so much and I've been able to achieve so much that what feels good now is passing that on, helping other people, and just sharing the joy of what can be.
Oh, that's beautiful. Oh my gosh, I love it. Isn't that amazing, you guys? Oh, all right, we have a whole bunch of people tuning in. Angie from Manchester. Jody says hi, Sarah and Linda. Joanne says hello, ladies. Linda says hi, Karen, Kathy. Oh, thank you so much for being here. So good to have you guys. Okay, before we get into this, there is a link, and let me also, can I grab this? Yes. I'm going to drop the link in the comments. We want to make sure you guys get, Linda has a PDF that goes along with her talk today. So I just dropped a link in the comments. There's also a link above the video. If you can find it, you might need to click a little bit. Make sure you grab that. You click the link and that will take you to Linda's sign up form. You fill out the form and then she will send you some notes and a PDF with information that you're going to need to implement these ideas that she's going to teach us today. Okay, so make sure you get that. Okay, so how do we crack the time management code? Tell me about this. How does this work?
First of all, I want to congratulate everyone that's on this call who has an interest in improving their time management skills, because as you know, with many things, you can't make improvements on something until you realize there's an opportunity to make improvements. So first of all, great going, guys, that you're interested. That means you're open to hear some of my suggestions. And a lot of us feel like there's never enough time. It feels like a no-win situation. No matter how hard we try, we feel like we just can't get everything done. Maybe we tried reading books, we buy a book on time management and it doesn't work. Or a friend of yours says, I use this methodology, and you try it and it doesn't work. And you're just disappointed time and time again. It really weighs you down and you feel like, no, is there something wrong with me? If it works for others, why won't it work for me? And, you just may think you're you're just not disciplined enough, or you're lazy. And I'm here to tell you it's not any of those things. There's nothing wrong with you. Time is one of the most valuable resources aside from money that we have. And it's funny, as we're learning how to adult in life, we're often given some at least minor training in dealing with money. You know how I compare time and money all the time. And it's true. I mean, you're given at least the bare basics about money when you're growing up. They tell you, oh, put money in savings, it'll grow, and do this and do that. And, it may not be a lot, but there's some mention of it. I don't know about the rest of you, but I was never told a single thing growing up about how to manage time. It just wasn't something that was like one of those basic skills they thought every kid needed to have. And so anyway, there's nothing wrong with us. We just have to find our style. So that's why our attempts often fail. We're trying to take these cookie cutter time management things out of books or from someone else and make them work for us. Well, just like we wouldn't take someone else's budget for money and expect it to work in our circumstances, we can't take someone else's budget for time and expect that to work for us either. So we're not all the same. Our lives aren't the same. And the way we get things done differs. And that right there is the key.
I love that so much, right? Because, you kind of think, well, so-and-so uses, she has her planner and she's never late. And so what's wrong with me? Because I got a planner and it's not working, right? Like maybe you're just not a planner person, or maybe you need a different, maybe you just need to tweak it. I love the analogy with time and money, right? Because time is a resource, right? Like this hour, this is a resource and we are spending it. We're choosing to spend it right now talking to each other, and you all are choosing to listen to us. So we're spending this hour, and it's just like money. Like once you spend it, it's gone, right? Although I guess time is different because you could save money, right? But do you think you could save time? I mean, I guess you could.
A little.
You could go either way, right? You could say once the time is over, it's gone, or you could save it, I guess.
You save it by doing things like, okay, I'm going to do this while I'm doing that because that'll give me more time later. There's little ways to save it. It's just there's only a finite amount of time, and that's not true of money, thank goodness.
Got it. Okay, cool.
But so I think, the first thing that we want to do is think about yourself. And a lot of this is self-discovery. You may not have thought of this before. Am I a visualizer? Am I a planner? Am I detail-oriented? Am I a big picture person? Because once you can figure that out about yourself, it's really going to help you initiate a plan that's going to work for you. You just need to figure out, and it's going to take a little trial and error maybe, but once you figure it out, this is going to really be the key. And this will help you, if you use the time money similarities, it'll really help you break your personal code. What is that code for me? And so let me give you an example how you can use money to break your time code.
Okay.
Let's talk about savings. Okay. There's different camps of people on savings. You're either in the camp of, I really have a few bucks in savings. I'm fine with that. It is what it is. Or you're the type of person that says, I have at least 3 months of my income saved in the bank, and exactly, 3 months of income. Or you're the person that says, you know what? I don't worry about savings as long as I have debt, because the interest I pay on my debt is higher than the return I will get on my money in savings. So therefore, I make a conscious effort to say, I'm not having savings at all. That's just not my style. After my debt's gone, I'll save. So there's all different ways you can look at it. Well, it's the same thing with money. So let's say you're a person that, I mean, with time, let's say you're a person that wants 3 months of income. Well, what does that tell me about you? It tells me, number one, you're very detailed, and it
Mhm,
tells me you're a planner.
mhm.
How do I know you're detailed? Because you know what 3 months of your income is. A lot of
Mhm.
people don't,
Right.
but you've taken the time to sit down and figure out, I make X number of dollars through these different sources. So if I want 3 months, it's going to be this amount. You're a planner, you're a detail person. So more than likely, when you start working on your time management plan, that is the way you're going to want to do your time management. You're going to want to account for all the time in your day,
Mhm.
even if part of it says, I do nothing from this time to
Mhm.
this time.
Mhm.
It it's accounted for the whole way. Most of
So
us,
it's all planned out. You've
yeah,
decided, like you know where your dollars are going and you know where your hours are going on your
right.
calendar or on your planner or something like that.
Right. So, if you're a big picture person, you're probably not going to do your plan for the day the same way. You're going to do blocks of time. You're going to
Mhm.
say, in the morning before lunch, I want to accomplish this, that, and the other. You're not going to get into the times and the details. So, look at how you handle other things. Like
Mm.
money's a really good example, and say, what comes natural to me? Because it doesn't help to fight against your natural tendencies.
Mm. Mm.
I
I love
may,
that. Yeah.
yeah, I may admire people that have other traits that I have, but it's going to be a fight the rest of my life trying to be that way if it's not who I am
Uh,
deep down.
right, right. Like if you do not want to plan out your entire day, then stop trying to plan out your entire day.
Exactly.
You're just going to be fighting with yourself against your nature.
Right.
So maybe there's a different way, right? I guess you're saying there's like more than one way to plan your time
Oh
or
yeah,
to manage your time.
most definitely.
At
You
least
know,
more than one.
yeah, it needs to feel natural to you. So let me give you another analogy, and this isn't with money; it's with cooking.
Mhm.
So the same way that you don't take someone else's time management plan off the shelf and try to use it. I mean, you could first see if it works, but knowing you're going to have to tweak it. So take a recipe. I go to your house. I have a casserole. I go, gosh, Sarah, I love this casserole. You say, let me give you the recipe.
Mhm.
So you give me the recipe and I go home. And most of us, whether we get it from a friend or we get it online, we're going to take that recipe, barring any allergies or real severe dislikes of ingredients, and we're going to make it exactly the best we can
Mhm.
to the recipe the first time.
Mhm.
And then we're going to eat it. And more than likely, we're going to go, next time I really think I need to add some more oregano to this.
Mhm.
Or next time, I think I'll leave out a little of that salt.
Mhm.
Whatever, we're going to probably tweak it. So we tweak it, we make it again, and it's better. We still like it enough to make it again, but maybe we have one more thing we're going to do. Maybe I'm going to cook it just a little bit longer. Well,
Mhm.
after a few attempts like that of tweaking that recipe, we end up with something we really love. And then
Mm.
after making that recipe several times, guess what? It becomes our recipe. It comes naturally. We no longer have to refer to the recipe so much. We just make it. That's what we want to do with our time management plan. We want to tweak it till we love it and then do it until it becomes so natural it just flows throughout our day and it's not a struggle. So it's all about the self-discovery, how we operate best, what it is we truly want, what comes natural to us, what doesn't. We gotta stop fighting our natures. I mean, all it does is makes us feel defeated when we can't be something we're not.
Right. And you would never like take someone else's recipe and then think, well, I got to make it exactly this way. And, I can't change a thing. Like, I think most of us, when we cook, we realize you can, you could change the shape of the pan. You could change the cheese. Maybe you're not a fan of mozzarella and you want to have provolone. Like, no big deal, right? But we do that I think with time management systems, it's very common to think, well, I got to do it this way and I can't change it because then it's not going to work.
Right.
But you're saying that's a big mistake.
Yeah. So we start off with something that we think we're going to like. I mean, obviously, if you were to read a recipe or a time management plan or something, and you were just like, oh no, that won't work for me, don't even try. Start with something that you think might be close,
Mhm.
and then adjust that from there. And you say, okay, I know myself. I know I'm not going to want to have something scheduled every minute of the day. Or, maybe I'm big picture. I want to say today, I just want to make sure that I get X, Y, and Z done. What
Mm.
happens around that, I don't care.
Right. Or what the order I do it in. These are the things that need to happen, and I'm going to figure that out as I go.
Or maybe I do want to know exactly what order I do it in. Maybe I want to make sure I do the most distasteful task first thing in the day. Just get it off my plate. As I like to say, get it in my rearview mirror.
Eat the
And
frog.
yeah, but if I know that's going to make me happy, but if I don't have a plan to do that, what am I going to do? I'm going to go through the path of least resistance, and I'm going to start with the easiest thing. And that might be great for some people, but if you know yourself well enough, and if you do that, you'll never do the less fun thing,
Mhm.
then maybe your time management plan needs to nudge you towards doing that.
Mm.
Um, it's so much more than just a to-do list. In fact, my to-do list and my time management plan are two separate documents.
Okay.
Things come off my to-do list into my time management plan from the day. In fact, let me kind of talk to you about how you more than likely could put this together depending on your style. But what I do first is I put any appointments I have on my calendar for the day. Like I had this today at a certain time, that went on there first.
Mhm.
And then the second thing I do is I try to do at least some work for one long-term project.
Mhm.
So for me, my long-term project is photos. It's something that I have been trying to figure out how to get done for the longest time. And I've realized I can do great for about 30 minutes and that's it. So what I try to do, not every day, but most days, I try to find 30 minutes to do a long-term project. Then another thing I try to put on there is a short-term project. Maybe I
Okay.
want to clean out a drawer, or maybe it's something towards maintenance, but I have long-term and I have short-term. Some people prefer to focus only, like I'm going to do the long term till I get all that done. And then another day I'm going to do all short term. That's fine. That's how you customize it to yourself.
Mhm.
And then I always put something from my brain bug list on my plan for the day. And brain bugs are just simply what I refer to as those little things that float around in your brain. And you know how you'll be walking around trying to do something else and it's like, oh, I've got to change the furnace filter. So it's like, okay, don't forget. Oh, I didn't clean out the shower drain. I was going to do that. Don't forget. Well, next thing you know, you can't focus on what it is you were going to do that day because you've got all these little, don't forget about me, don't forget about me. And I just call them little brain bugs because they take away my clarity. I can't focus on what it is I have planned to do. So I just keep a white notepad. And when I get a brain bug, I jot it down really quick.
I love the brain bug idea. Do you guys know the brain bug thing? That's such a great idea. So you're just writing it down when it pops up.
Yeah. So that just puts them to sleep. It's like your brain's not saying, I need to remember that. I need to remember that. You've taken care of it. You put it to sleep. So I try to take one or two things off my brain bug list each day and put them on my time management plan. And then the fourth thing I put on there besides the things that are scheduled is me time. So that I think is so much more important than I used to realize, at least for me, quiet time. Maybe I just want to have some self-care or some reading or sit down with a cup of hot tea and pet the dog, whatever it does to restore my soul, so to speak. I mean, just realizing that, the house needs taken care of, the husband needs taken care of, the dog needs taken care of, but Linda, you need taken care of too. And that just re-energizes me.
Mm.
So yeah, you don't have to take notes. It's on the PDF. Those are the four things besides appointments that I would definitely suggest that you try to work in, but do it your way. Do it your style. Don't do it my style. If that's not a good, if you'd rather just say in a week, one day I'm going to do brain bugs. One day I'm going to do short term. One day I'm going to do long term. That's fine.
Mhm.
There's no right or wrong. The only wrong is trying to do it some way that doesn't feel natural to you,
Mhm.
because then you're not going to want to keep it up.
Love it. Love it. Okay. This is so good. We have a bunch of questions coming in. By the way, you are welcome to drop your questions in the comments, and I will ask Linda since we have her here. Laura is asking, Linda, do you also help the punctually challenged to plan to be on time? You do, right? You work with people one-on-one. Is that something that you work on with people? Like if they need to be on time and they're having a hard time with that, is something that you would be able to advise on?
I have, and the first thing we have to do is we have to figure out, why is it? Is it just like a habit that you've never worked on to be, take the steps to be on time? Is it just kind of the way you've been, or do you have certain challenges that make you run late on things? So I've always been the type of person that if I'm not 5 minutes early, I think I'm 10 minutes late.
Mhm.
Most of the people I know and my friends are not like that. I'm kind of the the odd man out. First of all, you have to figure out what's comfortable for you. Are you comfortable saying, you know what, as long as I get to the doctor's office within 5 minutes of my appointment, I'm good. Figure out, it's just like the time. Figure out what works for you. Now, that wouldn't work for me. It would make me a nervous wreck.
Mhm.
And then I suggest backing into it. So what I do with my day, like today, if this call was at 2 o'clock, then I say, okay, if I want to be ready at say a 1:45, what do I have to do first? How long does that take? And I always pad things by a few minutes, and I back into setting that alarm on my calendar or putting it on my plan about what to do when. Take whatever it is you have to be at a certain time or do at a certain time and back into it, and always account for a couple extra minutes for contingencies, because something will always go
Yeah,
wrong. But the first
absolutely.
thing is, yeah, just figure out, do I want to make sure I'm always early? Do I want to make sure I'm right on time? Am I okay with being a couple minutes late? And that's your choice.
Right, right. I think frequently of like people who have a hard time being on time, especially like for appointments, right? I mean, if you're talking about an appointment with yourself, does it matter if you're 5 minutes late, right? Like, no, it doesn't. But if you if the doctor isn't going to take you if you're half an hour late, then you do want to be there on time.
Right.
And then you got to come back, and what it's a real pain. It's a real hassle for you. So I think, especially like when my kids were little, I allotted so much time to get out of the house. Right, I was like, okay, we need to grab all our stuff. We need to, they need a bathroom break. We just need to do all these things. So like, I was like, it takes us a half an hour to get out of the house. So I'm thinking about leaving a half an hour before I really need to go, need to be out the door. And I think sometimes we just think, oh, well, I just have to get in the car. That takes 3 seconds. But,
No, in fact, we
even
have a
if you're
thing in
not
my house.
wrangling a bunch of kids, right?
We have a thing in our house, we call it BIS, butts in seat. That means no, you don't leave at 9 o'clock, like, let me go get my coat, get my shoes.
Uh-huh.
It's BIS at 9 o'clock. We're backing out.
Butts and seats. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So you got to find your purse. You need time to, because wait, you needed to bring that piece of paper or whatever it was, right? You want a lot for that. Otherwise you're scrambling.
And if I'm going somewhere with my husband, invariably I'm waiting on him. So what I do, so I don't get aggravated or angry, I say, I have that little list of things. What can I do in 1 minute? What can I do in 2 minutes?
Yes.
I have that list of things I can do when I'm sitting in the doctor's office early. Can I go through my mail and clean it out on my phone? Can I do this? I always have things that make me feel like I'm not wasting time because I was early. I'm actually using that being early as these secret little pockets of time that I can do things with. Whereas if I putzed around and had a rush at the last minute, I wouldn't have had that time. Ooh. So it's like a gift for being early.
And then you feel like you're early, so that's a win, because that feels good. And you're also getting some of these other things done in these little like like
And you
pockets
don't
of.
get aggravated waiting on people because you're busy accomplishing something.
Ooh, oh, that is fantastic. Okay, lots of good questions coming in here. Okay, this one's from Kate. Kate Brooklyn. She says, Linda B, this is a good one. How do you become aware of how you're spending time? Because organizing didn't happen in my home when I was growing up. Now I can disassociate with when I'm organizing, and all of a sudden I find I'm doing something else. So how do you become aware of how you're spending your time? What do you think about that?
So I think, and correct me if I'm not getting the question right, I think what's being asked is about starting to work on something, and then next thing you know, you've been sidetracked and you're working on something else. Is that
I
the
think so.
question?
Yeah.
Well, I have one thing that I do, and I still do it today because that's something that's very, very common. You're in a really big club if you have that going on. Um, I ask myself every once in a while when I'm trying to be focused, I just stop every once in a while and I say, Linda, is what I'm doing right this moment the best use of my time? Because I will find myself sometimes drifting off. I have little tricks I do, like if I'm in a room trying to work on that room and I want to get it done, I will put something to remind me not to leave that room, like a laundry basket in the doorway or whatever. If something's going to go to another room, I drop it down the laundry basket, I stay in the room. Little tips like that. But as far as just in general, just teaching yourself to be aware and ask yourself, just what am I doing right now? Is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Did I get sidetracked? Because, it happens a lot. And sometimes you don't catch it right away. But if you do that, you'll usually catch yourself before you get too far off track, and you can pull yourself back in. And it just takes redundancy. I wasn't brought up with that either. And now, even though I still ask myself that question a lot, I don't find myself being sidetracked as often. So I think, eventually we just train ourselves to focus, but there's nothing wrong with veering off. I mean, it happens, but you got to be willing to say, okay, no, I'm sitting here playing with email and I was supposed to be working on my taxes because I'm sitting here at my computer. It's like, okay, cut myself, go back to the taxes,
Just redirect, right? Like, oh,
Right.
wait, up, come back over this way.
Yeah, it's not a sin, just redirect and keep going.
Right. Yeah,
Our
don't
brain,
make it a huge deal. Right.
our brain is always wanting to do something more fun or something easier.
Right?
Yeah.
Of course your brain's trying to get out of the taxes. Of course
Yeah,
it is, right? You just gonna be like, oh, nice try. I caught you. Come on
exactly.
back.
Exactly. As Sarah would say, it's your toddler,
It's the
poking
toddler
their little
brain.
head in and say, oh, let's go play,
Yeah. Yep. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, I caught you. Nice try, but no, right now
Yeah.
it's time to sit. Like my sister was telling me that she has a little boy, he's almost 6, and the child cannot sit down to eat dinner, right? And so he's like constantly dancing around and he's like wandering, and she's like, come on back, and that's just the way he is. And he'll learn, but it's nothing wrong with him. He's just a little antsy. And so that's kind of like our brains, right? Like they will learn, especially if we're like, oh, come on back. We just keep reminding them, right? Then
One day I was having such a hard time with trying to focus. It was taxes, which is, I guess that's why that came to my mind. I actually put stickies around the house that said on them, what are you doing?
That's awesome. I love it.
And so it's like, oh, I'm not working on taxes. But anyway, this time I'm doing it every month. So come at the end of the year, maybe I won't have that struggle of doing 12 months. But
Oh, that's good. Okay, question from Lee. She says, what if it is not in my nature? What if time, do you think that is a thing, like for us to just not have it in our nature to manage our time?
it may not come naturally. I think I definitely, for most people, it's taught. Now, if you want something, you can, I believe, train yourself to make it part of your learned nature. Um, I don't think, I don't think when a baby's born, that's something that we're just given,
Right.
I mean, you go back to caveman times, you know, the only thing that told them when they had to do something was when the sun came up or the sun went down. And that's the way we lived for a long, long, long time. So really, I don't think it's in anyone's basic nature. I think it's a matter of if it's something that you desire, you may never be very, very detailed in it, but I think you can train yourself to make some compensations so that you do use time management.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think also the more things you want to do, right, the better you have to get at managing your time, right? I mean, if you only want to get one thing done every day, it's probably not a big deal. But if you want to do 10 things every day, then you might have to become, more proficient. You might have to be a time management ninja, so it really depends on what you want to get out of your day.
Yeah, and maybe it'll suit you fine just to use time management during certain times of the year. Maybe you've got a crunch at work and you're extra busy and say, I'm going to use time management this next month because I know that it's so difficult. It may not suit you to use it every day. That's why you just knowing, I think Lee knowing that it's not something that comes to her naturally will serve her, because now she knows that if she needs it, she's going to have to actually be very specific about doing it and probably be good with why she's doing it. So yeah, like I said, we're all different, every single one of us.
Isn't that good news? Thank goodness. Okay, here's another question. Mary Lou says, okay, this is really good. I visualize my day in the morning, but then I do not execute. Any suggestions? So she knows what she wants, and then she doesn't do it.
Okay, so I take it since you use the word visualize, then that means it's not documented. You don't have it written down. That's going to be my assumption because of the word used. So the first thing that I would suggest is, even if you don't want to make, these long lists every day, you want to get up and you just know what you want to do. Like I have a little white marker chalkboard thing on the front of my refrigerator. And when I get up in the morning, I'll write some key things on it that I want to do. Get it out of your brain. Instead of just visualizing it inside, visualize it with your eyes, because it touches different places in your brain when you see something than if you just think about something. So it kind of hardwires it a little bit more into your brain. Also, some people need to, they have a plan, and this has happened to me. So I have to switch out every once in a while. I'll plan something the night before. I'll put my plan together for the day, and I get up the next day and there's just no way. The ambition to do whatever it was I was going to do, except for the very necessary things, isn't there. So I've got one of two choices. I can either not do it, or I can say, okay, let's regroup, because we wake up feeling different every single morning. Let's regroup. What can I swap out? Tomorrow, I was thinking I do the photos, but I'm not in the mood to do these other things. Am I in the mood to do the photos? Switch it. But I really suggest writing it out where you can see it, however that works for you, rather than just keeping it in your mind. It's going to cement it in there a little bit better, and giving yourself the grace to say, okay, today I don't feel like doing that. There's nothing wrong with that. Do something else. But if you do something else, do something you were going to do or you would have done, say, the next day or the next day, and that will keep your momentum going, because you won't have those things to do tomorrow. And maybe tomorrow you'll feel like doing the things that you were supposed to do today. And so you keep producing the things that you want to get off your list, but you're allowing yourself to say, okay, I'm going to switch out today.
So you're just rearranging. You're not suggesting you completely bail.
If you want to completely bail on it, you have to ask yourself, why did I have it on here to begin with?
Right.
Maybe it's okay to bail on it. Maybe you realize, you know what? It doesn't have to be done. And that's okay, as long as it's with intention. You're doing it intentionally. But if you're just not doing it, and let's say 2 days from now, you're like, oh my gosh, I should have done that.
Mhm.
That's a different story. So absolutely ask yourself first, if you don't feel like doing it, what's the big deal? What if I don't do it? And if you're
Mhm.
okay with the answer, take it off.
Mhm. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, that's a good
yeah,
point.
we're all, that's the neat thing, once you're adults, you have more responsibility, but you have more leeway. And, back when you're growing up, people tell you, you must go to school, you must do this report, you must do this, you must do that. But we don't have to do anything we don't want to do. But we need to be happy with that decision.
Mm.
That's the key. We're not answering to other people, we're answering to ourselves.
Oh, yes. Okay. That's a good point. So we don't have to do any of it, but then let's not be surprised when the taxes didn't get done. Right. Duh. Like, okay, because we chose not to do them. It's not that, we just like our lives are in our control, at least to some extent, right? Like, and we want to be making those choices on purpose.
I would suggest though, if you have one item that keeps rolling over and you
Mhm.
need to do it, and you keep saying, well, today's not the day, today's not today, that at some point you just say, okay, if I wait till I want to do it, it will not happen. And I will do it today. And
Today is the
because
day.
that's a
Yeah.
slippery slope. I mean, we
Yeah.
can we can give ourselves grace, from time to time, because we're not in the mood for something. But if it's something important, we may never get in the mood for it. And the only thing we're going to be in the mood for is the result. And the only way we're going to get the result is just at some point, just stop and do it. And if you have, what I do, if I have things like that, if I notice I've changed it out a couple of times, the next time it goes on my planner, it's got a big red star next to it. And it's like, it's that thing you do before you do anything else during the day. Like the other day, I wanted to repot some plants so badly. It's
Uh-huh.
work, but it's a passion, right? So I
Uh-huh.
just made myself do the ugly thing before I let myself repot my plants.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
you just kind of have to negotiate with yourself.
Mhm. Right. Right. I
Yeah,
think also with the visualizing, sometimes we know what it needs to look like, but when we visualize, we're only thinking about like the easy, good, wonderful things. And we kind of forget, well, what happens when I'm not feeling it? Or what happens if, I don't know, whatever, like something comes up. We're not visualizing the obstacles and the
right,
challenges and, like how long it's going to take to find that piece of paper. Like
right.
that's not part of the beautiful picture. So we want to make sure that we do like build that into the plan,
Mm-hmm.
because it's not going to be all rosy and amazing,
No.
probably, not with things that are just, you know, like not passion things.
Right.
So
And life happens, and we're not
yeah.
robots. We have to allow for days we don't feel good or times we don't feel good. So putting everything off till everything is an emergency is not a fun way to live.
Right. 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 Exactly. Like you can be I guess frustrated or annoyed and get the thing done, or you can be frustrated and annoyed and not get the thing done. Right? Like, so which one do you want to do? Right? Like they're
Right.
both options, but maybe you just want to get that done because you're going to be frustrated either way.
And your future self will thank you if you get it out of the way.
Yes, absolutely. All right, Leah's saying, but I do 100 things a day. I'm going to say, if you want to do 100 things a day, then you got to get really good at managing your time, and maybe it's a learning process. Maybe you're still working on it. That's okay.
Well, and there is such thing as having too many things to do in a day. So maybe
Mm.
that's something, rather than try to manage to put 2 pounds of flour in a 1 pound container,
Yeah.
maybe you ought to figure out, why do you have so much of it? And can you do things differently? Can you outsource some of the things that you're trying to fit into your day? Can you make a deal with a family member? You know what? I could so easily do this for you. Could you do that for me? Because yeah, I mean, you can be the best time management person in the world, but there is such a thing as too much. So you have to prioritize. Does it really have to be done? Am I the one that really has to do it? Does it have to be done perfectly? B minus work, folks, B minus work. Look at those things, analyze them, say, can it be done half as often? What would be the harm in that? Get it down to something manageable, or you'll always feel like you're failing, and you're not failing. It's the circumstances aren't right.
I love that. That's so good, right? Because I think we want to do all the things. Like we don't want to not do things, right? We want to go in a million directions, and because it's fun and it's exciting, and these things are like demanding our attention, or at least we kind of feel like they are. But maybe that's not the truth.
Yeah.
Maybe we don't have to. Like, says who, right? Who says we have to do all the things that are on your to-do list?
100 things a day is not sustainable. Even if you could get them in, you would be so exhausted and weary and not enjoying life. So
Right.
yeah, sometimes it's just the best thing to do is just admit that's too much for me in a day.
Yeah. Kathy Backus says it's okay to ask for help. Amen.
Yes, absolutely. All
right. Heather said, I just finished those dang taxes. Congratulations. And Laura says, this is gold. I love it. Okay. Okay. Question from Kimberly. She said, what if your time is very structured, like a structured 9 to 5, then kids dance classes, then Bible study, walk the dog? So your thoughts on you used to be pretty structured before you retired.
Right. Until December. I was the same way. And I've had lots of one-on-ones where that's exactly what they hit me with. Help me. Every single moment of my day is taken. So what I usually do with a client is sit down and we talk about every moment of the day. From the moment they get up out of bed, what happens? And we're able to find some pocket of time, or by rearranging some of the things that can be arranged, to make at least a small amount of time that they can get something done. So I had one client who found that she got up in the morning and she'd have her coffee and she would be doing her email. And then she, how email gets, you get carried away. Next thing you know, oh my gosh, got to throw my clothes on, run out the door, then come home exhausted and have these things to do and didn't have the energy. And I said, well, it doesn't take a lot of energy to do email, and it is a time suck. So what if you say you're spending an hour in the mornings doing email and drinking your coffee? What if you said 30 minutes of that time, I'm going to do this task that I would have to do when I got home? Just kind of trying to shift, like you're full of energy first thing in the morning, but you're using it sitting doing email. So at night, then when you're tired, sit and look through your email. So those are very person specifics. You have to work out, really having to analyze the whole day. And I think we just get into habits of doing things a certain way. I used to have to be at work at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I even found time with that to get a little bit done. But you can't steal from your sleep either, because you need the sleep to be able to function.
Yes.
But yeah, I would say the first thing to do is just jot down kind of what you do when you, like, from the moment you get up in the morning to when you go to bed at night, and look at it with an open, kind of like an open mind, and say, well, what if I didn't do this, and what if I did that, or what if I move this to higher energy time or a lower energy time? And it's hard. I know, I just got out of it, but if you're not careful, you get more done when you're working full time than when you stop, because then you run into I'm retired, I have all the time in the world, and you don't get anything done because you don't have that structure anymore. So both of them need attention. I compare that to being like when you're working, you're using a Visa and you've got a credit limit. And so you only have so much time to get your stuff done. Then you retire, you're using you're using a American Express. It's like, oh, well, I got all the time in the world. I don't need to worry about my time balance.
Be more generous with your time frames.
So you're not making decisions. So both are problems, but there's usually something that you can find to tweak so that you can get some of the things done that you want to get done and don't have to wait for those precious days off.
Well, and the other thing, what you just said about, like say someone who's maybe sitting down in the morning and they're starting out with email, that might be really draining your energy and like not setting you up well for the day, and then at the end of the day, you think, oh my gosh, I had no time for myself. And, I'm just so exhausted. Maybe that's an opportunity for us to look at how are we spending our time? Are there things that we are doing that are actually like counterproductive? Like maybe we could find all kinds of time if we notice those kinds of things. And, maybe it doesn't mean like you never check email, but maybe it means you move it to the afternoon or you cut it down,
And
by half.
if you're really busy like that, I mean, routines are so important. Like, I get up in the morning, well, the coffee is dripping or whatever. It's like empty the dishwasher, do this, do that, get the dog's bowl ready. You have to use those little moments while you're waiting on other things, because you don't have the luxury of having the flexibility that you would have if you didn't have all that stuff on your plate.
Right. Absolutely. All right. So you all need to go and get Linda's PDF with all of the great tips, the summary, all of that. I just dropped the link in the comments again. Linda, parting thoughts?
First of all, just I don't want anyone to think if they're not having good results with time management, that there's anything wrong with you. There's not. There is not a one magic thing that fits all that you could just do and be successful. If it was that easy, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you today. But learn yourself, know thyself. That is the key. Don't try to be something you're not. If you're big picture, then plan your time big picture. If you're detail oriented, plan your time detail oriented, and be willing to experiment, because you're going to tweak that. You're going to fine tune it till you get to the point where, like that recipe, not only don't you feel like it's not working anymore and you've got it the way you want it, it will eventually become ingrained in you so that it will feel natural. You won't feel like you're fighting against the time all the time anymore. When your life circumstances change, just know that you may have to change your plan. Nothing stays the same, but it doesn't mean that it can't be done, and it doesn't mean that you're failing if it stops working. You just may have to tweak again.
That's so good. That's such good news, right? Such good news. We're not failing. We're just learning. We're just getting better at it. Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you for being here, Linda. This was amazing. I know we have so many comments, so we will go in and double check those, and maybe Linda can respond to a few more. But thank you, everyone, for being here. This was fantastic, and we hope you learn how to crack that time management code. Right? It is worth it.
I love talking about it, so thank you for having me.
All right, everyone needs to go and sign up with Linda on her email newsletter so you can hear from her more often. All right, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.